What is up, guys? It's your man Kedar here, and today we are going to be reading Chang's Paper Pony by Eleanor Coer. I hope I said that right. Okay. This is the first chapter, Chang's Wish. Chang and Grandpa Lee were peeling potatoes in the kitchen of the Gold Dish Hotel. Suddenly, Chang stopped. "I hear noises," he cried. He ran to the door. "If only I had a pony," he told Grandpa Lee. "I would never be lonely." "Next year," said Grandpa Lee, "the miners will bring their families. You will not be lonely then." But Chang was not sure. He remembered the day he and Grandpa Lee had arrived in San Francisco. He remembered how some boys had thrown stones at them. "American children hate us," Chang said. Grandpa Lee shook his head. "They do not hate us," he said. "They just did not understand us." "I would rather have a pony. Then I would really have a penguin, a friend," Chang said. Grandpa Lee smiled. "You have friends now," he said. "There's your teacher and the barber and the blacksmith, and don't forget Big Pete." "They are too old to play with," Chang said. "But I could play with a pony." Grandpa Lee pointed to a painting tacked above the stove. "That is the only pony we can afford," he said. "Now finish peeling the potatoes. Hungry miners will soon come for my good supper." Chang did as he was told. He also set the tables and brought water from the well and carried the wood for the stove. All the time he had wished he had a pony. Some miners were rough. They liked to yank Chang's pigtail. Chang tried to keep his pigtail out of their reach, and he was always polite. When a miner asked him his name, Chang bowed low and said, "My humble name is Chang." The miner slapped his knee. "Doesn't that pop your eyeballs?" he cried. Everybody laughs. I don't even get this. Kids, never bully anybody. It's not very nice to say mean things to people. You should always treat others how you want to be treated. Chang ran into the kitchen. "I want to go home to China," he said. Grandpa Lee held him close. "You know we can't go back," he said. "There's a war in China." "But those miners, why are they so mean?" asked Chang. Grandpa Lee sighed. "They left their hearts at home," he said. "All they can think about is gold, and gold fever makes them a little crazy." After supper, Chang took a bath in the big tub. Then he tightened his pigtail and put on clean clothes. He walked down the dusty main street to his lessons. Chang stopped to look at the horses in the town stable. "When I have a pony," he thought, "I will keep him here." Scholar C. Yao taught Chang how to read and write English. Now, how Chang hated it. The words looked like ugly worms wriggling across the paper. I guess they're just teaching this. So, Tisu is child, and Jen is man, and Shan is mountain, and Ma is horse. Chang liked painting Chinese words with a pointed brush and black ink. Each word looked like a picture. Tisu, child, Jen, man, Shan, mountain. When he came to Ma, horse, Chang began to daydream. Crack! Scholar C. Yao's stick came down across Chang's skinny back. "If you don't stop playing," the teacher said, "you will be an empty bamboo, good for nothing." Chang swallowed hard. He did not care about being an empty bamboo. All he wanted was a pony. That night Chang hugged his pillow. He pretended it was his pony's neck. He could almost feel its soft nose and hear its breathing. Big Pete. Things got better for Chang when Big Pete came to Gold Ditch. Big Pete was the tallest, strongest man Chang had ever seen. He never pulled Chang's pigtail or teased him. It was getting very busy in Gold Ditch. More and more miners came every day. They dug for gold in the mountains. They panned for gold in the rivers. They weighed their gold nuggets on Big Pete's scales. Tiny flakes of gold fell to the floor. The men only cared about big nuggets of gold. One day, Big Pete showed Chang some of the big nuggets. That was when Chang got an idea. Big Pete, will you show me how to look for gold? He asked. I need gold to buy a pony. Big Pete looked at Chang. The pony cost heaps of money. He said, Please, said Chang, I will clean your cabin and scrub the floor. Big Pete laughed. Tell you what, he said, if your grandpa says okay, I will take you tomorrow. Chang gave a shout and ran to the Gold Ditch Hotel. Please, please let me go, he begged. Ahem, said Grandpa Lee. Chang held his breath and waited. Finally, Grandpa nodded. Just this once, he said, maybe the fat god of luck will smile upon you. Gold fever. Early the next morning, Grandpa Lee packed a lunch for Chang and Big Pete. Chang took a bag to put the gold in. Big Pete lifted him onto his horse. Yah! He yelled, and they rolled off. At a deep ditch, Big Pete handed Chang a shovel and pail. The ground was like rock. Big Pete loosened it with a pick. Chang scooped up the earth with his shovel. Big Pete showed Chang how to pan for gold in the river. He poured some earth into a pan, then he rocked it and twisted it in the water. When the mud washed away, there were sand and pebbles, but not a speck of gold. Chang worked hard. The sun grew hot. Sweat ran down his face, and his hands got blistered. Go easy, partner, said Big Pete. The gold will not run away. But Chang could not slow down. He wanted his pony. Suddenly, Chang let out a shout. Yowie! Gold! Flakes of gold glittered among the pebbles and sand in his pan. Chang carefully poured it all into his bag. He and Big Pete galloped into Gold Ditch. Now I can have my pony, Chang shouted. Chang spread the treasure on the kitchen table. Big Pete helped him blow away the sand and dirt. Chang started at what was left. That would not even buy a goat, he said sadly. Now I will never have a pony. The real pony. In the morning, Chang kept his promise. He took a broom to Big Pete's cabin and began to sweep. Suddenly, he saw something glittering between the wooden boards. Chang knelt down for a closer look. Gold, he whispered. The pieces were no bigger than a pinhead, but there were lots of them. Maybe enough to buy a pony. He put all the gold flakes into a pail and ran home to show Grandpa Lee. Now I can buy a pony for sure, Chang cried. Grandpa Lee gave Chang a long, hard look. Of course you will give the gold to Big Pete, he said. It was in his cabin. I guess so, said Chang. His dream of having a pony faded away. By jingo, Big Pete said. I never knew there was so much gold in my floor. Big Pete took the gold to the bank in Sacramento. Chang took down the paper pony and tried to forget his dream. One afternoon, Chang heard a clippity-clop. That's Big Pete's horse, said Grandpa Lee. I know, said Chang. Slowly he walked to the door. There was Big Pete. He was leading a handsome pony. "He is all yours, partner," Big Pete said. "I bought him with your share of the gold." Chang gently reached out and rubbed the pony's moist nose. The pony nuzzled Chang's fingers and whinnied softly. A big smile spread across Chang's face. "I think he likes me," he said. Big Pete swung Chang up onto the pony's back. Chang felt he would burst for joy. "My own pony," he cried. "I will call you Pangyo." Chang leaned over and whispered into the pony's ear, "I love you, Pangyo." Pangyo gave a little snort as if he understood. All done, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and put in the comments what book to feature next, and I'll even feature you in the video. Thanks so much and bye.